You don't know this. You don't know this at all, but this is my second time recording this. The first one was 8 minutes long, and this one may be longer. I don't know. But I recently had an opening reception to my latest art exhibition. I don't know when this video is going to go up, but I recently had an exhibition. I'll just say that. And some people I invited came through. And one of them is an amazing traditional artist from Brooklyn, just like me. She mentioned something that I thought was very interesting. And this is not the first time I've heard something like this when it comes to digital art. A lot of traditional artists do not understand what digital art is, which is very surprising because you would think as an artist, you would be versed, if not well-versed in the different mediums that artists use to create their pieces and their bodies of work. But when it comes to digital art, it seems to be very alien still in 2024. And this is not a knock against my friend, but I will say that I find it odd that traditional artists or traditionally focused artists do not seek to step out of that branch or step outside of their comfort zone to learn about what the world of digital art is, because it's very expansive and it's grown exponentially within the last few years. So the comment that they made, we were talking about AI art, because at first she mentioned digital art and then she mentioned AI, and I was like, whoa, wait, those are not the same. In my head, I was like, they're not even related, because one requires actual human input where the other doesn't, in the sense that for me to create an illustration, I have to use my hands and I have to use my stylus and whatever other tool that I have in front of me, whether it's a program like Photoshop or Procreate, or a set of brushes that I got from True Grit Texture Supply, or whatever the case may be. AI art and digital illustration are not equal and are not synonymous. And I would also like to add that it's not competition for us as well. It is not competition for digital artists in the sense that the people that are already interested in hiring real human beings are never going to step in the AI art realm. The folks that do, however, are brokies that would never be able to afford the likes of any digital artist that I know, including myself. And that's why they jump over to digital art. The funny thing is, I saw this on X. I think it was on X. It was like a meme going around saying that we don't need to be scared of AI art because it requires the client to know exactly what they want, which we all know, if we've done commission work, 9.9 times out of 10, they don't know what they want. I'm going to echo a sentiment that I had previously in a different video. I believe it was the first season of the Art Block, where I spoke with Still Around Art, and we were talking about AI. I'm still not afraid, because of the fact that 9 times out of 10, like, the person needs to know what they want. And I also feel that it's not a full replacement for the human aesthetic and mind, because there's still people who are going to want very distinct things, very specific styles, very specific aesthetics and looks that you just won't get with AI. There's like that just ugly glaze over everything. Like, don't get me wrong, there are companies that are ruthlessly taking shortcuts, which end up laying off people in specific fields. But I do think there is still hope out there yet. And I don't get into the discourse of like, oh, it's the end of the world and AI is going to ruin everything, because I do think there's still some application for it in specific realms and areas. But it being a replacement, no. And I feel like things that are raising the blood pressure of people online versus people in real life, those two things don't equate. And I feel like we all need to calm down, slow down, and think a little bit more rationally about how to tackle this issue and how we can come together to push back against the rampant use of AI. It wasn't honestly until I saw a friend of mine use it, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, this is really happening. Not that I was expecting my friend to hit me up to get work done, but it was like, oh damn, this is someone I know that's using it versus some random dude from Wisconsin that like wanted to make some weird pictures of his like workout routine or something. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a different vibe when it's somebody you know. When it comes to digital art, please refrain from comparing us to AI. especially if you are also an artist, you have to realize that there is a lot of effort and work that goes into creating digital pieces. Just because we sit at a screen and we use different programs or techniques doesn't make it any less valuable than painting traditionally. I would even surmise the only difference being that you can't hit Control Z on an acrylic painting. You can't hit Control Z on a marble sculpture, right? So we have a bit of a safety net in a sense, but we still put a lot of work and love into our digital pieces. I just feel like in 2024, it should not be a traditional versus digital thing. And I'm glad that a lot more digital work is getting the love that it deserves. And I love that we are now seeing more digital artists get the recognition that they need, which has been something we've wanted for a long time. So I say all this to say all sides should band together, stop bickering or spreading misinformation or not doing enough research. We need to come together so that when the AI situation potentially gets worse, we all got each other's backs. What we need to do is create networks of people in different cities, create some sort of, you know what, we can get into that at a different time. Because the funny thing is too, I've seen this over the years, like different people I've met where they just don't understand digital art, and then they'll try it and then they don't understand it and they get pissed off, but then they also realize like, this is a lot harder than I thought it was, but they still dismiss it. And I think once you are able to sit down with it and learn different techniques or learn a particular program, it could be as easy and simple as doing a canvas or sketch in a notebook. Because the difference is, the one thing I will say is that, and I'm not trying to knock anybody's skill or progress, but we all started with paper and pen or paper and pencil. So we can do what y'all do, but I think it's more complex for you to do what we do just because it's on a virtual screen in a virtual canvas on a computer or on a tablet or on a phone. But if you are patient, you can do the same exact thing on here and probably even better. But it's all a matter of preference. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. I'm not trying to make a statement of like, this is better than that or that's better than this. I just feel like everything should be respected equally because we're all going through very similar struggles. We're all trying to make a decent, sustainable income. We're all trying to find clients. We're all trying to make it up in the art world. So let's just come together, push back against the rampant, heavy use of AI. It'll be all good. But that's all I had to say. I don't even know if this was coherent enough. If it was, let me know how you feel below about AI art. Do you feel that AI art is going to replace us all? Or do you feel that it's possible that two things can exist? Or do you think that AI art would fade out just like NFTs did? Remember NFTs? Remember during the beginning of the pandemic with Beeple? I used to really like Beeple. Beeple led the charge of NFTs and everybody was going crazy with that. I had people trying to tell me to make my art NFTs and this, that, and the third. I was like, I don't really care about that. Then that bubble burst. So I think there's going to be a burst of AI art. I think there's going to be a burst. So when that happens, we're going to be eating good because all the people that was doing that stuff, they're going to be crawling back to us and we're going to make some pretty good money. How about that? Until next time, until we meet again, stay rad, stay dope, stay gold. We out.